Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you'll be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, at optimistic.tv, we have officially begun releasing the first few episodes of our new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video variety talk show, Optimistic, which features live visionary art, soul share interviews, retreat guests here at the Mystic Manor, as well as live musical performances. I'm also super excited to announce that we are currently making plans to release the rest of Season 1 on my personal favorite online streaming service. So stay tuned to optimistic.tv to follow the unfolding development of this exciting Optimistic expansion, as we'll be posting more info and release dates there soon. And in the meantime, be sure to check out, of course, the first few episodes at optimistic.tv as well. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. So grateful to be back with you guys as always. It is a magical Monday here in the studio as I record, and I'm happy to be flying solo and to connect with each and every one of you out there in whichever now moment you're receiving this broadcast. Today I am going to take a few minutes and flip through this book of mine, Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. I like this book, and it's been a few months since I've just randomly opened Note from the Universe to see what it has to say, what message wants to come through for us, and just talk a little bit about it. And who knows, I'm feeling just kind of like I've thought like very little about what to talk about today. Some days I think more about it than others, and some days I just like to turn on the mic and see what happens. So I have these books sitting in front of me that I've read from in the past, Notes from the Universe, as well as the big book of angel stories by Jenny Smedley. So who knows? Maybe I'll swap between the two books. I don't think I've ever done that. So I don't know. We'll just see where it goes. I'm going to just pick up and let's see what Note from the Universe is here for us today first. Psst. It's me again, the universe. You deserve more. You know, much more. And I just happen to have some. Imagine. Try this. Stop trying to predict and therefore limit where it's going to come from. Just know it's going to come and let me figure out the rest. Cool? By the way, you rock. Shh. Ooh, I like this one. Who wants more out there? Who thinks they deserve much more? Who thinks you don't deserve more? Well, let me ask you this. If you are one with the source consciousness that creates and animates all things, it is you and you are it, and there's only one of us in the room. Who more worthy than you? There's never been anyone more worthy than you. So if you think that you're not worthy, think again. Choose a different perspective. You in all your perfectly imperfect glory, exactly where you are, exactly where you've been, all of that is beautiful. Like, think about sheer perfection. We see sometimes, think of a movie sometimes where you see like the perfect robot, like Stepford wife kind of thing, robot perfection. And it's kind of like there's almost an ugliness to it when there's no, like character flaws, or you think of, I think it's the Japanese practice, I forget what they call it, where if they break a pot or a cup or a bowl or piece of china, they actually fill it in with gold to repair it and believe that actually makes it more beautiful than it was before it was quote unquote broken. So once you start understanding that your brokenness actually leads to greater sense of beauty, more depth, more, think of the person who had everything handed to them on a silver spoon their whole life. That's one of the greatest challenges you can have. You think of someone who's really, really wealthy and never had to work for something or never had a hardship the way, in the same way that many of us who weren't, born to Bill Gates or some gazillionaire, had to grow up. And so that gives you beauty and perspective. And some of the most challenging are those who are stunningly beautiful by, society standards, or super wealthy because they don't have the perspective of challenge. And that challenge builds character. And character is admirable and beautiful. So if you have built character and you have come through hardship and you have come through adversity and you're still smiling and you're still able to be kind, that is the ultimate beauty. That is talk about being worthy. That is the ultimate worthiness. I don't think God is looking for perfect by the same standards that you're looking for perfect by, or that society is. So once you start to understand that we're all perfectly imperfect, then you can start to realize and tap into your worth and know that it's not if, but when all that is meant for you is going to come for you and to you. And you can choose to push it off for lifetimes if you want. You have eternity. But why? Why not choose to start shifting your focus now to realize I am worthy? And so I would just even take a minute, look into the mirror for 60 seconds and just look at yourself and say, I am worthy. Have you ever done that? Does it bring up all kinds of this is tricky, this is difficult, I'm having trouble looking at myself? Well, that's showing you that you have some blockages there, right? So really learning to love yourself. It's back to that always, right? That is the root of everything that's going on, of everything that we're doing here. All right, next. What if this very moment you realized you were dreaming? Dreaming you were at home, at work, wherever you now are, and that you were reading this note. And in that dream, you also realized that as real as it all seemed, there was also a greater reality from which you were dreaming, and a greater essence that is yourself. That you came from eternity and will return to eternity, and that, in truth, you are your dream weaver. Then suddenly it dawned on you that you could not awaken from this dream until you first demonstrated this revelation by claiming responsibility for your every manifestation heretofore and exercising dominion over all things. Yeehaw. So you could not awaken from this dream until you first demonstrated this revelation by claiming responsibility for your every manifestation. So that's a powerful thing to do, right? It's like Abraham, it makes me think of Abraham talks about this, says, oh, look, I did that. Whenever you manifest something that's really cool that you wanted to manifest, I did that. And when you manifest something that you really don't want to manifest, but you're aware that you're behind it, right? It's a reflection of your vibrational offering. Oh, I did that too, right? And so to go gentle on yourself, and it's kind of like, you're learning how to play a game and you laugh at yourself when you kind of do something silly. Well, we're really babes in the woods with all of this. Everyone, me talking as the teacher, I am the ultimate student, right? And so, if I'm the student, most of you are probably the student. We're all students first and teachers seconds, right? So, we're just new. We're in like the playground of growth in eternity. I think there's so many levels above this one to expand, and as we connect back to source. So go easy on yourself. Quit judging yourself so harshly about where you are or where you aren't and what you've manifested that you don't like. Instead of resenting it, what if you said, oh, that's cute. My higher self must see it as how cute that he or she is still there, right? It's time to go easier on ourselves. It's time to give ourselves a break. You deserve it. You've earned it. The fact that you're hearing these words, you wouldn't be hearing these words if you didn't and if you weren't ready. So congratulations. Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a few minutes to share 2 exciting new ways we can co-create and grow together. It's actually going to take about 3 minutes to explain, so if you'd like to skip ahead, now's your chance. One of the ways, for the first time ever, I'm going to be offering a few select slots for life activation sessions where I go deep with a few select people one-on-one to explore how we can put our heads together to upgrade you to the next greatest and grandest version of yourself. Now, I don't claim to have all the answers, but I have gotten pretty good at manifesting magic in my own life. And I feel strongly that I can help you do the same in your own life if you are truly committed to working with me and following my lead to help you get there. Honestly, this is not something I see myself doing for years to come. So if you want to take advantage of this window to work with me directly and discuss the possibilities of having one-on-one weekly spots, weekly sessions with me, head over to positivehead.com/upgrade and fill out the short form to set up a free life activation exploration call with me to discuss the possibilities. The other way is you can now grow and play alongside me and a plethora of other holistic healers, powerful coaches, and wonderful workshop facilitators via the new virtual community we have created over at optimistic.tv. Unlike the in-person retreats we've hosted over the last year here at the Mystic Manor, our new online retreat membership program is super accessible to each and every one of you from both a physical location and a cost perspective standpoint. We actually allow you to join for free and then pay what you can for our online retreat membership program, which conveniently connects you from the comfort of your home online via Zoom with our PlayShop facilitators, as well as the other PlayShop attendees from all over the world. Our online retreat playshops are available to you twice a day, 7 days a week. And we let you pay what you can because we don't want money to get in the way of you co-creating with us. Our ever-expanding stellar offerings include live-streamed playshops on Zoom, such as authentic relating, guided meditations, breathwork, with influencer Q&As, soul expression, sensual awakening, tarot, magic movement, sound healing, and much, much more. And we're going to be constantly collaborating with new healers and facilitators so that you continue to regularly get fresh PlayShop offerings, many of who are SoulShare guests on this podcast. So if you want to deepen your transformational journey with us beyond this podcast, just head over to optimistic.tv to sign up and pay what you can to join in all the PlayShop magic with us. It's even free right out of the gate. And otherwise, see you soon on Zoom here at the Mystic Manor. Here we grow. All right, let's do a little mix-up, shall we? That was Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. I'm going to swap it up here and read a story. I love a good story. What a great way to start our Monday with a inspirational, angelic story. And I think of, things coming through from the other side, or as we ascend. I remember the book Oneness that I read years back that I love talks about how as we ascend and evolve, we're going to, sort of step up into new levels of reality, new versions of Earth, if you will, where new minerals and new plant life and new animal life seem to appear that we're like, what? Where did this come from? How did we miss this the whole time? And it's funny, I was just talking about this the other day, and then two interesting things happened. A new turtle that was discovered, I saw a picture of that was really like alien and cool looking. And then right off the coast of Newport Beach, not too far from where I'm located now, actually right where I lived prior to here, there was dolphins swimming, and I guess the phytoplankton, the glow, I think that's what they're called, something like that glow and cause the waters to, bioluminescence sort of thing. And there was dolphins that were swimming, and someone got on video, and it looked like these were glowing bioluminescent dolphins. And it's just like, wow, that looks so otherworldly. And of course there's an explanation but it just made me think of like, wow, what is going to appear, as we ascend? Who knows, right? I just know the more we expand our own vibration, the more it's such an interesting and fascinating concept to consider. There's all these versions of Earth where slightly different things exist and live and happen. And yeah, such a cool perspective to play around and explore as a possibility. Okay, this is Jerry's story, and it's a short one. Let's read. I was driving up from Sedona to Flagstaff, Arizona. People know this is a very heavily wooded road with many steep and twisted hairpin bends. It was dark and I was driving too fast, but I was young and foolish and I liked taking dares. I just reached the top of the final rise and, a little drunk on my own invincibility, or so I felt, I speeded up some more. Suddenly, right in my headlights was a huge deer. I thought it would run away, but it just stood there. I slammed my foot on the brake as hard as I could, but it was no good. I was going to slam into the animal or skid out of control. The deer was going to get whacked up onto the hood and come through the windscreen, probably smashing into my head. I thought I was dead. Then suddenly, a golden light appeared between us, like a big golden orb. I hit it, and it splattered harmlessly away like a bursting bubble, making a spray of rainbows that glittered as they splashed off the hood of my car and dissolved away to nothing. Miraculously, the impact stopped my car about 3 feet from the animal. The deer stared through the windscreen at me, right into my eyes, as if to say, "You have been warned." Then it went leaping away. I never told anyone. Who would have believed me? But I believe my guardian angel saved both me and the deer that day, and I got the message. Since then, I drive really carefully, never faster than my angels can fly, as they say. I also stopped going hunting because I figured if a deer can bring me a warning from an angel, then I have no right to be shooting them. It's interesting. What a cool story. Wow. Oh, here's another driver story. Starts out similar, Linda's story. I confess I'm a very bad driver. After the car door was pulled off by accident when I was pregnant, I thought that could have been my belly. I had been out of the car when I saw it starting to roll backwards. Without thinking, I jumped in to stop it. The car door had hit a stone pillar and been ripped off seconds after my belly had been in the same place. I turned my driving over to God as I prayed, "You know I'm a terrible driver. Please take care of me and my unborn child because I don't seem to be doing a very good job." My daughter was soon born after, and I forgot about the prayer until the following incidents happened. The first time I was tired and driving home when I nodded off. The next thing I knew, an invisible hand grabbed the steering wheel and turned it to the right. This woke me up and I saw a truck coming at me in the opposite lane. My car was now safely in the correct lane, however. While I'd been sleeping, it had been gliding over the double yellow lines into oncoming traffic. My guardian angel had saved my life by turning the wheel. I thanked him and was now very much awake for the rest of my drive home. The next incident happened early one morning as I was driving to work. The narrow country road I was on came down a steep hill and merged into a state highway. I stopped at the stop sign and was just about to pull out after looking when a man's very deep voice shouted, "Watch out!" I slammed on the brakes and turned around to see who on earth had said that. I assumed some criminal had slipped into my car when I wasn't looking. There was no one there, but when I spun my head around to the front, there was a car in my blind spot that sped past me just after I'd hit the brakes. I know I would have hit that car if not for my guardian angel's advance notice. One more. Let's do another. Angie's story. I went on holiday to Greece when I was in my 20s and decided to stay on afterwards with my friend and work there for the summer. This friend turned out not to be a good choice and caused me all sorts of trouble, including a horrible experience involving a sexual assault. Then my boyfriend at the time came over to Greece and ended our relationship. I had no money to get home. You get the picture. I realized that this place was not right for me. Sure, I could have rung home and got someone to buy me a ticket, but I felt compelled to move on to the next island. This was a completely different place to the mainland and mostly non-commercial. There were a lot of artists around there and Greek families with holiday homes. I discovered my ex-boyfriend working in a moped hire place, and for a short while we got back together. So I thought that was why I had felt the need to go to this island. However, after a while things got nasty and I ended up sitting in the village square crying my eyes out and spending my last drachma on waffles and chocolate sauce. I was feeling so alone and desolate, and then I heard a voice saying, "Don't worry, I am sending you help." I really thought I must have imagined it, but was comforted by it anyway. And then I saw two gorgeous young Greek men approaching me. They said, "Here she is, our angel." I thought, how bizarre. But also my gaydar went off overtime around them, so I felt no sexual threat from them. I told them about my situation and they invited me to stay with them. I know it sounds illogical to trust strangers like that, but I really just knew they wouldn't harm me. We became great friends and they soon admitted that they were in a relationship together and that one of their fathers had found out and tried to beat it out of them. This was their last summer before going to do national service, and of course they really wanted to be together, and being very spiritual people, they had prayed to their angels for someone to help them. They saw me straight away with my white blonde hair crying into my waffle, and they just knew I'd been sent to help. We hatched a plan where I pretended to be the girlfriend of one of them, and this kept the father off their back, as he was happy to think that his red-blooded son had just gone through a strange phase and was now normal. We had a fantastic summer, and I kept in touch with them both for many years. I feel that angels sent those guys into my path to renew my faith in people, especially men, as they are both so kind and protective, showing me how men could be. Their presence helped me to stop the pattern of inviting not so nice men into my life so that things worked out better for me in the future. Soon after that, I met my now husband, and we've been happily married for 16 years. Oh, I love that story. That one was beautiful. Dual-sided angels. Love that soul contract coming to fruition in that moment. How cool, huh? All right, everyone. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope this helps to get your Monday revving and raring in high gear. And with that being said, I do have a track to leave you guys with. This is an artist I've been listening to a lot lately that I really, really love. Il-Lo. It's IL:LO. And the name of the song is Alma. Until next time, journey well. Love you all so, so much. And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.